Hey guys, it's Matt with another stamp video, and today we are going to try and tackle this gigantic collection that was picked up by one of our friends at a flea market. So to just give you some background on how I, acquired these boxes and boxes of stamps, I have a buddy, met him online. He collects coins. I have a few coins that I'm willing to give away. I said, you find anything at the flea market, pick it up and I'll trade coins with you. So I picked up all these boxes full of stamps. Let me walk around here. And I traded about, I think, 7 or 8 ancient coins. That is my Cleat collection. And as you can see, there's just a ton of boxes, and some of these boxes have stamp supply, some of them have old albums, but we're going to tackle this together and we're going to see what we can find. I'm going to start. If I find anything interesting, I'll bring you in. I'm putting a lot of stuff in here that I don't want, that I'm probably going to give away. I also will bring you over here. I have a box full of these they have their they're prepaid, not envelopes, postcards, prepaid postcards. I have a whole collection in here. Then here's where I'm putting all my first day covers I come across. I got some from the 20s all the way up to the 70s in here. So I'm planning on selling this as a lot. As you can see, I got a ton in there already, and hopefully we can just keep growing this box. But yeah, let's get going. Well, we've made some headway going through, this giant collection. I found a lot of common stamps, a few first day covers, but this is the first thing I think that you guys would think is interesting. Check this out: Postage Stamps of the World Planters. So this is a old album that I guess was sponsored by Planters to try to get people to buy, more peanuts. And there are a few stamps in here, so I'm going to go through it. But I've never seen a Planters album before. It is pretty small, not super thick, but it is old. So yeah, if I find any cool stamps, I'll bring them back in. First, nice stamp, little container, I guess you could say. I stumbled upon, and there's some decent stamps in there. You see that, a 1 pound from England. So I'm gonna put this aside. I'll go through it later. But yeah, I mean, this is super promising, finding this in the collection. I have come across a ton of Scott albums that are completely mint. They've never been used. I put them aside because I like to give those away to young stamp collectors. But here you go, supplemental notes. You can see all these countries are going to be in this set of pages that you put into an album. So yeah, Scott, again, I got this mint stuff, not sure what to do with it. I don't want to throw it away. So if you know anyone that might want to pick up a ton of mint Scott stuff, let me know. I'd love to just give it away to the next person. We have made it to our very first album that we're going to start going through. If you love stamp collecting, you're going to want to look away. I open it up, I get going through. I'm like, oh, there's like some pretty nice stamps in here. But when I kind of go, I'm not kidding, they're glued on to these pages. All of these stamps are literally glued on. I think they took like a stick of glue and glued them on. And I come up here and I see these and I'm like, oh man. So I'm in, the paper, it's pretty tough paper. Normally it would bend differently. But I think they glued all of these stamps on to this album. And there's another album right there, which makes me really scared. But I'm gonna remove some of these stamps and see if I can get them off of the paper by soaking them in some warm water. If that doesn't work, I might add some soap to the water to see. I think that is a technique I can do. I'll definitely do research before I do that. But man, this is sad. It's a whole album. There's going to be some good stamps in here, so I'll bring you in when I find those. But we'll see if we can save some of them. Still working through this first album, the glued album. And I'll give it to the person that put this together. They did a good job kind of putting it together. They just didn't put the stamps on correctly at all. So if we move down, we got some nice ones right here. As you can see, and then up here, see, it even had states of Malay, and it has them all listed, which I think is super helpful. I'm a visual person, so I think that's super helpful. But yeah, once again, they did a great job kind of organizing it and even adding little things like this. But man, these are they're glued on. They don't move. I think they're glued on from the back. I hope it's not super glue or something. Some of the stamps I have seen, the glue has gone through it, bled through, but I hope I can save a few of these stamps. I will probably take one I know isn't valuable on another page and test it out first to make sure I'm not going to ruin the stamp trying to take it off. But yeah, keep going. Made it to Nyasa, and man, check this out. Beautiful stamps, all in order as far as I can tell, all together. Even this, all the way. Yeah, and again, all these stamps are like glued to the page, so I'm going to just probably soak the pages and see if we can get them off. I know you guys are wanting me to do that now, but I'm going to keep searching through this because I got a lot more stuff to go through, but I'll get around to that at some point. I'll let y'all know if it works or not. Fair warning, if you're a stamp collector like me, this is, if I can't get these stamps off, it's going to break my heart. But coming down here to the Philippines, we got some early overprints. Moving on down. Everyone is here and accounted for. Even I don't see him too often, so that was quite the surprise to find down there. Moving on up here. Coming on down. But again, Japanese occupation. Even got a Japanese overprint right there, 1942, when the Philippines fell. So honestly, a great album. 2 great album pages of the Philippine stamps. I will be very sad if I cannot get them off, but we will try our best. We're making our way through the Russian section, and I come across this. It is a note, a banknote of Lenin, under USSR 1937, and it is literally taped to this album. So I don't know if that is going to be able to get saved, but it was a pretty cool find in a stamp album. There was a few good Russian stamps at the beginning, but once again, we don't know if we're even going to be able to get these off, so I'm just kind of moving quickly to see what I can find, but this was really cool for me to find. Made it to Spain, and unfortunately, we do have a pretty early one that is glued to the page. It is not, super, I mean, you can see that on the right side. It looks like it doesn't have any sort of margin, but still super early Spanish stamp. And again, this guy or girl really did a good job kind of putting it all together and even having some history. But yeah, we'll see. We'll keep going. We'll see what we can find. We're here to Germany, and once again, you got to give props to this person for putting, an album together so well. He's got all the stamps of Hitler's Germany in World War II, all organized with little information about everything underneath. And yes, thanks for asking, they are all glued, unfortunately, to the page. But yeah, even some little history lesson here, it looks like. Moving on down here. But yeah, just thought I'd bring you guys in. He did a good job, or she did a good job. It just, hinges would have been a much better, but that's okay. I'll stop harping on that, and we will just keep moving and just keep looking for cool stamps. Well, guys, that's probably where we're gonna stop today. Like I said, we have made some progress. Slowly organizing, everything around me. I did get through all these 3 albums today. I did show you what was in them. I will give you an update on what can be done about these stamps. But yeah, so this is just part 1. I don't know how many parts there are going to be because we have a lot of material to go through, and we barely made a crack. But hey, that just means more cool videos and more cool stamps to find. But as always, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching.